Something different, something fresh.
Alright guys, this is part 4 I believe of making this mixtape cover, and this time we're going to focus on the font work. Typography is a big deal when you're messing with a mixtape cover. It's a big deal anytime you're doing anything in Photoshop, really. You always want to get as good as you can at finding fonts, organizing them properly in your whatever you keep your fonts. If you're on a PC, I'm sure you can organize them like in a notepad and say like, oh, I like this font for fun stuff, I like this font for techno stuff, I like this font for feminine stuff, you know, whatever it may be. Font book comes with the Mac, and it gives you that feature already built in, so you can kind of already do that on the Mac. Again, no matter what you're designing on, just get your design on. Again, you probably want to start leaning towards a Mac when you get serious. It's the best for design, in my opinion. Again, that's a hotly contested debate right there, which I'm not really trying to get into. But for me, it works best for graphic design. Everything is a lot more organized. Alright, so what you want to do for your fonts is go ahead and launch your favorite browser and go to dafont.com, DAFONT.com. That's just one of many font websites. It's my personal favorite. It doesn't have everything on it. No font website has all the fonts on it. It has a great deal of fonts, and it updates daily with new stuff. So that's why I like the font. So a couple of fonts already picked out for this album cover ahead of time. I chose this one. It's called Road Rage. You can just type your search in up here, whatever the font name is. You can browse fonts by going by their theme. That's what I like about it a lot. You can go in here and you can say I want like a cartoon look, and click on cartoon, and it's going to show you all these cartoon fonts. Hey, check it out, Pokemon. Shout out Pikachu. It also has like foreign looking fonts. So if you're working on a cool movie cover or something and it's like a fighting film, you got these awesome fonts you can download to your computer. Script, like that's a good one, like calligraphy. A lot of stuff like that looks like script text, you know, like cursive almost, or some of them actually are. Download those. Just click the download button like that. It goes right to your computer. Again, I chose Road Rage for the main title. I like that font a lot. I'll probably do another video outside of this series detailing like the fonts I like to use and stuff like that, and links in the description, all that good stuff. The other font I use is Bank Gothic Medium, and that's on this website called fontpalace.com. Go ahead and zoom in on that. Fontpalace.com. They have a lot of cool fonts. And the last one I use is Typoline Expanded. I might even be Typoline, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I call it Typoline. The website is fonts2u.com. Again, there's plenty of font websites out there. These are the 3 that had the fonts I wanted for this cover. So I already have downloaded them and installed them. Just in case like you haven't installed a font before, I'm going to go ahead and just do that real quick with a random one. Let's see, go to Modern. This Viking Hell font looks pretty cool. I'm going to download that. Pops up as a zip file. So you want to unzip it. If you're on a Windows, you can use WinZip. Here it is in my downloads folder. It'll be a .ttf file or it'll be a .otf file. Either one of those work. So this one happens to be a TTF. Click on that, and since I'm on a Mac, it pops up like this and shows you what every character looks like. And then we'll just click Install Font. It's going to automatically pop up here in my font book. Got to give it a second. I got lots of fonts. So there you go. There it is, Viking Hell Regular. What I like to do at that point is I like to drag and drop this thing into whatever category or collection I think it fits. Makes it a lot easier for you to find later. So If for like this one's a modern font, I drag it and drop it into modern. It's still going to be listed in this list here, which is all the fonts. But if I go to modern, I'll have Viking Hell in there. Alright, so that's done. Okay, so now to get to putting the font down on the actual cover, you're going to use this tool here, letter T. That is the type tool. And you'll get a cursor just like you're using Microsoft Word or Notepad or whatever other Word program you use, and just click wherever you want to start. And you'll notice it pops up with road rage because that's what I was already selecting, and it's in regular mode. This is where you choose if it's like regular or italic or bold, if that font has that option. The next box is the size, how big it is. You can ignore all the rest of this stuff for right now. So I'm gonna call this one Fast Life. See, you can't even see that font because it's too small. So Control A, select all. Command A, select all if you're on a Mac. Then I'm gonna go ahead and just make this white. And if you want to make it bigger, you can come up here and just shift and click up. You see, it's like went from 29 all the way up to like 179. Alright, so that's good right there. Boom. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy this one and make the word life. So I can copy by holding down Option and just dragging. You see how the cursor changed into this dark and light cursor there? That means it's going to be a copy. So I can copy from there, or I can copy from here. So there we go. So there's actually a copy of that there. So now I can just hit Command T to transform, Control T on a PC, drag that over. Another thing I want to show you is if you want to keep that exactly on the same line, like make sure it doesn't move, hold down Shift and go across, and you'll notice that it kept it like it's not letting me move up or down. It just keeps it exactly the same. And then we'll go with our type tool again, so it brings up the cursor. And just like if you were editing a sentence in Word, you would just drag over where you want to change and click in there. And just like that, double click to highlight everything, change it to life. Now some of these may be too close together for you, so you'll just come over here and go over to this this option. When you click on character, this controls all your text stuff, right? So got like the name of the font, the size, regular, all that good stuff. This, the VA portion that you see here, is just showing you a V and an A. It's kerning. Kerning. Say that with me, everybody. Kerning. Kerning just means the amount of space between each letter. Right now it's set to -39. I can push that up a bit, and that looks a little better. Actually, that looks a little better. So changed it from -39 to -19. And you can just do that by hitting up and down, or you can type in the numbers if you want. And don't want to leave it too basic, so I'm going to go ahead and highlight that again. I'm going to make it yellow. And you know, did you see the way I did that? Like while it's highlighted, come up to the top here or here on the side if you're in the character window, click color, and then choose your color. I want yellow. There we go. Now we're talking. Now the reason I did these two separate instead of putting them like all together is because it would be easier for me to do this little move right here and kind of let them overlap. You might be like, hey, the letters behind his head a little bit. That's fine. That's cool. Do that kind of stuff. It brings more life to the image when you kind of have the person or object kind of cutting off some of the other stuff. So I like to do that myself. So there we go. Got that in there. I can go ahead and select both of these now and transform. Make them bigger. Make it bigger. There we go. Now the next thing we're going to do is, you know, most of your mixtapes you're going to have, your record label or your music group or whatever that presents the mixtape at the top. So like Bad Boy Presents or whatever your record label is. We're gonna come up here. Oh, see, I clicked too close to that. I'm gonna do that again. Come up here, and we're gonna go ahead and type in the record label. I'm just gonna make one up, like Big Cash or Big Records Presents, and can't even see it because it's off the screen, but I'm gonna go ahead and highlight it all. Come up here to the font, and then I'm gonna type in that font I showed you on the Font Palace website, which was called Bank Gothic, and there it is. There's a Bank Gothic Light and a Bank Gothic Medium. I'm gonna go with Bank Gothic Medium, and then I'm gonna size it down. Come up here to this size thing. I'm gonna bring it. You don't need this to be super big. You can just do it like that. And then we're going to put a lot of space between the letters on this one. So click on the character window, come over here to that little VA option I was showing you earlier, the kerning, and go up until it's kind of about the same size as their title. Now I'm going to go ahead and Command T so I can control it, transform, get it where I want it, and I'm just moving around with the arrows right now, the one on your keyboard. That's a good spot. And another thing I like to do with my record labels is I like to put a rectangle around them. So I'm going to go ahead and choose black as my color. Come over here to the rectangle tool and kind of just, let me zoom in here so you can see, kind of just get it right where you want that rectangle to start, and you'll see it kind of shows you exactly where it's going, and that's good. Alright, now you might be like, where'd the text go? It's on top because that's where it's above the record label, right? So I need to move the rectangle under it, and there it goes, it pops up on top. Now I don't want to just leave this like solid black. I want to kind of lower the opacity like we did earlier with the background. So I'm going to go ahead and click on opacity here and bring that down. Boom. Now when I click off of it, you get to see the full effect. I like to do the rectangle. Sometimes I even like to make the rectangle a little longer and then kind of delete, like erase the edges of it a little bit with the eraser. That's something else I like to do. I can change the width and height if I want through the numbers up here. Like if I want to make this a little bit wider, do that. Apply. It'll give it that look. So we have the record label, we have the title of the mixtape. Now we're going to do the artist name, and we're going to use that Typoline font that I was showing you earlier on Fonts 2U. So go ahead and make up a name for this guy. Say Lil Cash, and we're going to change the font to Typoline Expanded. I don't want it to be so spaced apart, so I just highlighted the numbers here in the kerning section, put it at 1. Now you see they're close together. This needs to be a lot bigger, so we'll come up here to our font number. I do want to move them a little closer together, so come back over here to kerning. And you may sometimes see that, like, did you notice how I was bringing it in, the LIL kind of are too close together, but the A and the S in Cash, they're not as close together. If I wanted to just focus on that, I could just click in here, highlight that letter, come over to here, and I can move just that pair, you know. And with Typoline, what I like to do is transform it and make it tall. Make it like so it's like I'm making my own font. Alright, now next thing I'm going to do is put a rectangle around the name. Here we go. Go ahead and bring it underneath. Oh wow, I'm in my background stuff. Let me move out of that. Okay. Alright. And let me go ahead and just organize these real quick. Group those together. Title. And group these together. artist, and group these together and call it record label. Alright, so everything just stays perfect. Okay, so I want to go ahead and move the text in his name down a bit. There we go. And we're going to play with some colorways now. I think on this one I want to go like a red, and then I want to make my background a dark red. Yeah. Actually, let's go back to this one. Double click here and that'll also highlight it, the text, if you want. Here we go. And I'm going to select both of these, the name and the rectangle behind it, and Command T to transform and kind of give it like a little bit of a twist. If you go drag your cursor over the corner, you'll see your cursor changes to like this bendy arrow. That means you're rotating. So I can rotate it however much I want. I'll probably put it about right here. Make it a little bigger. Boom. So that is how we work fonts in Photoshop on a mixtape cover. You got the record label, title, and the artist name. In the next tutorial, we'll cover lighting effects, because you got to have lighting effects. It's essential to, you know, that's what makes it pop for real, with the lighting effects. I mean, this cover probably could survive without them, but it's tutorial, so let's do everything, right? So again, my name is Bray with Sky League Graphics. Follow us on any platform, Sky League GFX. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you can, and I'll see you on the next video.